Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Abby and today we are prepping our chick brooder. Our chick should arrive in a couple days and I am so excited. This is just the official start to spring in my mind. We have raised chicks the past 4 years and every time they get here, just their little cheeping makes me so excited and just so ready for the spring and the summer and everything that is to come. So this year, our chick brooder did get a little bit of an upgrade, so I'm excited to see how it goes. We, in the past, have used an old dog cage, like one of the great ones, and it worked. It did work just fine, but the shavings that we put in the bottom kind of like got kicked out the sides. The chicks, when they were brand new, could actually sneak through the grates, so we would kind of like block them in with some pieces of cardboard, and it did work, but we upgraded this year to a small animal playpen is how it's marketed on Amazon. This is something that Oak Abode mentioned in one of her videos, and she's like the queen of all things chicken and chicks, so if she recommends it, it must be good. But after setting it up, I'm already so excited. I think it's going to be just really, really helpful this year. Our chick brooder was definitely kind of a pain point for me in the past. It just, dust got everywhere and chick droppings and everything just got kicked around our house. So hopefully this keeps it a little bit more enclosed. It's also bigger, so it gives them more space. I just felt bad in the dog cage that we were using. They would outgrow it pretty quickly, but they also weren't ready to go outside yet. So I was trying to like take them out for a couple hours and bring them back in, and it just was an ordeal. Definitely a pain point. So we are going to give this a shot. I think it was 15 bucks on Amazon. So if it works out, it was definitely worth it in my opinion. So to start out, we put a tarp on the ground. The animal playpen does say it's waterproof, but I don't necessarily fully trust that. So I put a tarp down so everything is contained. We then put the animal playpen. I put some thick butcher paper in the bottom just to try to keep the bottom as clean as possible, make a little bit of a barrier. On top of the butcher paper, we added these wood chip shavings from Tractor Supply. We have 2 round stepping stones that we just kind of randomly found when we moved into this house that I wasn't sure what to do with. So they've been sitting on our porch for the past like 3 years. I am using those to raise their food and water dish a little bit so they don't kick as many shavings into them. Hopefully, in theory, that's what's going to happen. And then we also have this heat plate. This is what I've always used when we have chicks. It works really well. This part right here gets really hot, so they can run under it and then kind of in and out as they need, just like they would with a mama hen. We've had great success with that. I have had 100% chick survival in the past 4 years that we've been doing it, and I really credit it a lot to this. I know my in-laws used the like typical heat lamp, and they had a lot of difficulties trying to figure out if it was like too close, then the chicks were way too hot, and then they'd move it further back, and then the chicks were cold, and it was just, it felt complicated to me. So we invested in a heat plate right from the get-go, and so far it has been just great. It does come with a plastic cover on top that I clean every single year just because the chicks do like to jump up on top, so it gets a little messy. You can kind of like screw these in and out as the chicks get bigger or smaller, so you can adjust the height of it. I like to keep it at a little bit of an incline, so this end is lower and this end is higher if they need to move around at all. But we've had great success with that, so highly recommend getting a heat plate if you're starting chicks. I did send these through the dishwasher. This is their chick water and the chick feeder. Obviously they're not filled right now, but I will do that right before the chicks get here. For chick food, it's going to come as a crumble. So you put it in here and they can just kind of eat out as they need food. There's medicated and unmedicated. Do your own research on that. We use unmedicated feed. For their water, I'll fill this up right before we get them, but we also use these electrolyte packs. I just had to buy a new pack this year, but I think one of these makes a gallon of liquid. So for this little tiny water, I'll probably put like a fourth of this packet in there, but electrolytes just really help them transition well. It's very stressful being a little chick, just kind of moving to new environments for the first couple days of their lives. So we give them electrolytes just to make sure that they're nice and hydrated and have everything they need to just make the transition as easy as possible. I also keep the electrolytes on hand because if chickens go through a really stressful life event, like if there's a hawk attack or a dog attack or something like that, it can be really stressful for your chickens. So giving them electrolytes can just kind of help them snap out of that. I think that's everything for now. I did mention we're getting our chicks in just a couple days, so I'll be sure to bring you back then to show you how we transition our chicks to their new homes. It's the next day and our chicks are here. They're all hanging out under their little heat plate. They do tend to sleep a lot the first couple days that you have them home. They are babies after all, so they need a lot of rest. And after that, they are just roaring to go, running and jumping and cheeping and having, their best chick lives. The first thing I do when I bring our chicks home is I pick them up one by one and dip their beak into the water a couple times so they know how to drink. Typically that's a mama hen's job, but they don't have a mama hen. That's me. So I get to teach them how to do that. So once you dip their beak a couple times, I'll just stick them back under the heat plate. So then they know this is water, this is what I'm supposed to do with it, and here's where my warmth is. Because water and warmth are the two most important things during the first couple days of their lives. Chicks don't always eat food the first few days, and that's okay. They're just getting used to the world and getting used to everything. So they don't always eat food. As long as they have the water and the warmth, they're good to go. I do have the food in there now in case they were to stumble upon it. It's completely fine. I sprinkle some out so they have a better chance of finding it. They might step on it or see it or whatever, peck around and find it. So it is in there for them to find in the next couple days whenever they are feeling a little more adventurous. One part about keeping chicks that is really not glamorous is checking for pasty butt. I did check all the chicks before I put them into our pen, and so far they all look fine, but I'll continue to check for the first week or two just to make sure that nothing is getting stuck to their rear ends. They're just so, soft and fluffy back there. Sometimes the poop does get stuck to it, and if it gets too much and too built up, it can actually cut everything off completely. So they will stop eating and drinking, and then they'll usually die from it. So if you do notice they have pasty butt, it's super easy to treat. You just need to catch it before too much damage is done. So let me introduce you to our baby birds. This is a silver-laced Wyandotte. This is actually one I got from my mother-in-law. So we're keeping some of her chicks for the next couple days until we see them, and then they're going to go to their new home. But this is one of hers. She got 2 of these this year. Yeah. Yeah, hi. This is another one of my mother-in-law's. This is a Rhode Island Red. So she got 2 of these this year as well. Yeah. She was taking a nap, so she is now very alert. This is a barred rock. I got 5 of these for our flock. Barred rocks were the first birds I ever raised, so there's just a special place in my heart for them. We still have one left. She doesn't lay eggs super regularly, but I keep her around just because we have a special bond. So she is the grandma hen to all of our other chickens. But I got 5 of these girls. So I paid for 5 barred rocks, and then they had this one little tiny runt. She just was getting run over by all of the bigger girls, and they told me that I could have her for free if I wanted to try to nurse her back to health. So she's about half the size of the other ones. I'm not sure if you can tell. She's a little unsteady, but I just keep dipping her beak in the electrolytes and putting her back underneath the heat plate. So hopefully she will pull through. She was kind of getting beat up in the pen at the farm store just because she was so tiny, and there's 50 other chicks twice her size running over her. So she seems to be doing okay right now, but we'll just keep an eye on her and hopefully she pulls through. So thank you for joining me for today's video to meet all of our baby chicks. I hope you have a wonderful day, and let me know if you are raising chicks this year and what kinds you have decided to go with. Have an awesome weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye.